Here we go.
I'm good right here.
That's not this type of show. Hi, everybody. Hello. I'm loving this. Hi, everybody. My prom date there. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hello. It is Tuesday. Thank you. Have a seat, everybody. Thank you. Welcome to the show. Thank you. It is Tuesday. It is beautiful out there. It's like spring. It's going to be 54. We have a great audience today. We are celebrating. And I'm celebrating because I get to hang out with her, like, personally later tonight for the first time. Give it up for Kendall, everybody. Hello, Kendall.
Hello, good morning.
I have, I'm really lucky. I have a really good, close circle of friends. And we do I've mentioned this a lot. We made a vow this year. I don't want to bring the party down, but we lost a good friend of ours. And we said, you know what? We are not going to let a moment go. If we have something to say to someone, we're going to say it. And we're going to enjoy each other's company. So we started doing girls' night. So I go out with two friends. We try a restaurant we've never been. And sometimes we have special guest stars. Because I go out with my two, Jen and my friend who has the fancy name, Lisa Lacourcier. She's very fancy. Yeah. And then tonight, we have a special guest star. Kendall is coming with us tonight. That's right. So I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
It's our first time. It's our first time hanging out socially. Are you scared?
No, I just think you're really cool because Jason sends email invites for his evening plans. Please reply yes if you come in time.
I know, we are a little fancy. Well, I wanted you to have the address and
no, it was great. And I was
that.
the first thing I said, I was like, what do I wear?
No, my mic is. I guess my mic is Kendall's mic is messed up. It's crackling for some reason. I don't know where it is. Yeah. Maybe did it fall down? There it is. It fell down your sweater. Well, anyway, while we're fixing that, I got to tell you, another person that I love is I get my hair cut by the same woman that has cut my hair for 15 years, and her name is Kara, but I call her Mermaid because she believes in mermaids. And every time I'm in there, we argue like brother and sister about mermaids, if they're real or not. And she thinks they're real because the Discovery Channel has documentaries about them. And I said, just because... No, audience. No. I tell her, just because it's on the Discovery Channel, it doesn't mean it's real, So yesterday, I'm getting my hairs did, and my head is in the sink, and she's washing my hair, and she goes, she was talking about being late, and she was, but what? It's all right being late, because studies show that people that are late a lot are smarter.
Wait,
and I
what?
said, no, well... The only people that are clapping in the audience are tardy Terras. That's yeah. No, so I gave her grief. I go, no, you're full of it. This is the same thing as the mermaids. I get on the radio show today, and Alexis, my radio co-host, said, Jason, she's right. There's a study that says people that are tardy are slightly more intelligent than us punctual people, which I don't understand.
No, it just means you're rude.
Yes! No, the back row isn't clapping at that.
I noticed.
No, I always say I find people, not every so often, we're all late every so often, but people who are habitually rude, I think that they have no respect for other people's time.
Right.
If they are always late. I worked for someone who was always 20 minutes late, and I had to schedule her for stuff. So you know what I used to do? If I needed her to be somewhere at 1:30, I told her, be there at 1. She was never late again. She was never late, yeah. Okay, everybody, we have good hot dish. Let's get started. Here we go. First up, the entire world stopped yesterday, it seemed like, when Apple made its big new announcement. The biggest news was the launch of a new streaming service called Apple TV Plus. Now, before we go on, I should tell you, this is what a big nerd I am. I skipped a nap and I watched the whole 2-hour presentation. I'm such an I know, audience.
Skipped his nap.
I have no life whatsoever. Yeah. So the streaming service is called Apple TV Plus, and here's a little fancy clip that they released.
Stand by 3. Stand by 1. Make your move.
7.
Ready?
6.
Yeah, I'm ready.
5. 4. 3. 2.
Oh, just that. Well, an audience, that's about, who's doing the ooh and the ah in there? And literally that's about all they showed you of the new show. So Apple is teaming up with some big O star power to create exclusive new shows and content. Steven Spielberg was there, Oprah was there. When Oprah came out, I swear, I stopped breathing and I was clinically dead for about 2 minutes. Yeah, they're gonna help launch the service. No word. Now here's the gripe. As much as I love Apple, I gotta be fair. Here's what we don't know. Apple didn't tell us how much it was gonna cost, and they didn't tell us an exact launch date. They just said the fall, and we don't know, okay, how many shows are you gonna have? Are you gonna drop the shows all at once, or are you gonna do it like once a week? They were short on details, which leads me to think that they needed to work maybe a little more on this before they release it. But look, I don't know if I need another streaming service, but a couple of those shows look good, like the one with Jennifer Aniston about morning television.
Oh, yeah.
That looked really good.
Oh, yeah. Especially, I love shows when it's something that you know about.
Yes.
So part of it is you love it, and part of it you're like, that doesn't happen.
No.
So I think that one will be really cool, too.
The other thing, too, even if this is the thing that I told my producers that I actually was more excited about, they also introduced, I'll try to explain this so it's not overly techy, they introduced this thing, like a news service called Apple News Plus. For $10 a month, you get subscriptions to all sorts of magazines, a couple newspapers. Instead of paying subscriptions to separate magazines, $10 a month, and you get access to 300 magazines and like a few newspapers. So I thought that was really cool because
awesome.
I read a lot of magazines for the show, so I signed up for that because I use that Apple News app. That excited me way more than the Apple TV, other than seeing Oprah. That was it.
They
That
gotcha.
was it. Yeah.
They gotcha.
Yeah, I know. Next. Well, as we mentioned, audience, Oprah is involved with the launch of Apple TV Plus, and so is Reese Witherspoon, who will star, like we just told you, in a show about morning television. Oprah asked Reese, because they're friends. They did that movie Wrinkle in Time together. After the presentation, Oprah asked Reese to do an impression of her good friend Gail, who is, of course, on a morning show. Look at this.
Hey, you're doing a morning show, and this is and you're doing a morning show. Gail King, did you see that interview with?
It was amazing.
Wasn't it amazing?
She is the calm in the eye of the storm.
Did you see the R. Kelly interview? Oh my!
Did you see? Good
Yes,
Gail.
good.
She was like, I don't think so.
The person.
I need to do a scene like that.
So let's see you do a scene like that on your new morning show.
I don't even hear what you're saying. This is my Gail face.
Yes, you don't even say it.
Really, we need to sit down.
Oprah.
Robert.
Reese, you need to do an interview like that.
That was completely
I know
sharp.
what. The morning show should get R. Kelly.
Oh, I don't think that's going to be possible, though. I think he might be tied up.
Yeah, let's not get R. Kelly. Of course, if you don't know what that's about, obviously Gail made international news interviewing R. Kelly, and in the interview, when she was trying to keep calm, Gail kept referring to him, Robert, when he would get angry. That's now the international term for calm down is Robert. I say that now to my family, Robert. Yeah. By the way, Steve Carell's also in that show called The Morning Show, and it'll be released.
Someday.
We have no idea. They didn't tell us. Yeah. Thanks, Apple. Next in the dish, we're learning more details about the upcoming Cats movie. Now, Aaron Schwab, are you really clapping at that? Yeah. So this is the movie. This is the movie based on the Broadway show Cats. Now and Forever, hitting theaters this December. Now, according to Deadline, here we go. There's big stars in this one, friends. James Corden is in it. Taylor Swift is in it. as well as Jennifer Hudson, and Judi Dench is going to play a kitty too. Yeah. Apparently, and audience, get ready, and because I'm going to take you to this as soon as the show's done. Don't clap until you find out where I'm taking you. And apparently, the cast has been attending cat school, where they all learn how to act like a cat around each other. So immediately following this show, I'm taking the entire audience to cat school. We're going to do it together, yeah. I just got to say, and I know this won't be a popular opinion, Cats is one of the 4 shows that I have walked out of in the I walked right out. Thank you. I walked out at intermission. I didn't get it. There's people licking themselves. I didn't with litter boxes. I didn't.
Yeah.
I like the music, but have you ever seen Cats?
No, because when I was a kid, it would come on. I loved musicals and operas growing up, but when it would come on, it just scared me. I'd be like, Mommy, I don't like it.
Yes. It's grown people dressed like cats.
Yeah.
It's
I
frightening.
didn't like it. I didn't like it, and I love cats. I just didn't like cats.
Yeah, because let me say, because I'm in a great mood and I don't want emails. I love real cats. Okay, I don't want the cat people freaking out on me today. No. You think I'm kidding? The cat people will email me. Cats debuted, if you guys don't know, Cats debuted on Broadway in 1982, racking up nearly 7,500 performances, and ranks as one of the longest-running shows of all time. Yeah. Coming up. Well, let's move on. I should tell you, actually, let me tell you the 3 other shows I've walked out on. I walked out on Cats. I walked out on Les Mis. I walked out. Yeah, I didn't. No, I call it Les. Oh, I call it Les Miserable.
Come
and
on.
I walked out of The Bodyguard, which was horrible. That was horrendous. And then I walked out of a production of The Wizard of Oz because it was funky. I mean, it was like Dorothy was wearing like spandex, and it was the flying monkeys looked like koalas. I mean, I felt like I've never done drugs, but I now know what it's like after seeing that, yeah. We have a great audience. We have a great show. Grab another cup of cocoa and meet me back here in just a few minutes. Back after this. Coming up, if you're planning on seeing the new Avengers movie, y'all better book your babysitter for a long time. The folks at Marvel just announced how long it's going to be, and let me just say, it is Titanic long. Then Thrifty Traveler is back. Today, Jared's going to show you how to figure out what type of plane you're flying on and why that matters. Plus, how to play the points game to travel big at little cost. And the Canine Coach is live in our studio. Find out how to avoid the biggest mistakes pet owners make when training their new puppies. That's all coming up, so stay right there.
Yeah, I used to work in post-production. I was the post PA. I used to bring like the editors food and coffee and stuff. And I worked on a show called The Surreal Life. Do you guys remember The Surreal Life? Where they took a bunch of celebrities and put them in a house. So we had Corey Feldman was in this one, and he got married.
Oh,
and
really?
I was so bummed out because I like reality shows. And then it was like, when I realized reality shows were fake, there was this thing of Corey Feldman, and he was getting he was crying. And he was going like, I'm just so worried about everything that's going on with me right now, and I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm really worried. And I could hear the producer off camera go, that was great, Corey. Can you just say this weekend? Because that's when he goes, what? Yeah, no problem. This weekend with my mother and Jason.
Reality TV, not so real, no. Welcome back to the show. That's our late night rewind, friends. Bill Hader with Jimmy Kimmel last night. I love Bill Hader. Sincerely, probably one of the, I think he's underappreciated. I think he's one of the best SNL cast members ever. He really is. More late night, Jimmy Fallon did something very unusual for last night's show. I don't know if you saw these headlines. And it involved the way that The Tonight Show was shot, the cameras they used. Look at this.
Hey
everyone, welcome to The Tonight Show. My name is Jimmy Fallon, and I'm standing outside the 6th Avenue entrance of 30 Rockefeller Plaza, where we shoot our show every single night. Now, tonight's show is going to be a little different. I'm very excited about this. I asked NBC if we could possibly do a whole show shot on a phone, and they said yes. And then Samsung heard about our idea and gave us a bunch of Galaxy S10 Plus phones to play with. So tonight, we'll be going all around the city, showing you some of my favorite stuff. And let's start off where it all began for me, the borough of Brooklyn, New York, where I was born.
Yeah, well, as Jimmy said, he was all over the city and interviewed SNL star Michael Che and UFC fighter Conor McGregor. Variety says the show was part of a deal, because you know Samsung paid a lot of money for that, that NBC struck with Samsung, because that's basically an hour commercial. So we thought it would be funny, audience, and I think you'll be with us, because, you know, we have slightly a smaller budget than The Tonight Show. We were going to find an old 1991 camcorder and shoot this entire show on a camcorder. Yeah. Right?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And if you can find a VHS player for us to push the tape into, that'd be even better.
Yeah. And then we'll leave. Remember how they used to have the date at the bottom? We'll leave the date, the whole, I mean, I think we're going to do that. I really do. Next on the dish, Wendy Williams is back in the news, sadly. Page 6 says, a longtime family friend says, the rehab she needs is not from drugs, but from her husband. Last week, as you guys remember, Wendy revealed that she has been living in a sober house to deal with her addiction struggles. But according to that friend, there is, as Wendy would say, more to the story. Her husband, Kevin, has allegedly been having an affair for more than 10 years. And another source, one of the co-hosts of The Breakfast Club, that's a hugely popular radio show, says that guy says his friendship with Wendy and her husband blew up in 1997 because of the mistress. Kevin and the alleged mistress have been spotted on vacation together, while Wendy has been living in the sober house. So I'm not conflicted by this. It still bothers me that people are still taking pictures of her at the sober house. I don't like that. I mean, you know, she's a public person, so if she makes news like this, I'll talk about it respectfully, but I don't like them tracking her down at a sober house.
It's
you know,
very
you wouldn't.
invasive.
I think if you're dealing with addiction issues, the rehabilitation centers should be off limits. You shouldn't. It's just like kids' playgrounds. I don't want to see people dealing with their struggles. I think that's tacky. I think it's rather macabre. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't like it either. It's like you said, it's like the children at the playground. It's like going in like, oh, hey guys, I'm having a baby. Why doesn't everybody just come in to the room? I mean, it's just weird. There's things you just don't do.
And as a fan, I don't want to see it. What's that going to do for my life? I mean, let the woman deal with her issues. She's come forward. She gave us more than we even deserve as the public to know. She was forthcoming. Now leave her alone. To let her deal with the issues. I don't like it. Yeah.
Also, I am not having a baby.
By the way,
that was not an announcement.
Yeah, clear that up. You are not.
I am not pregnant. I'm not having a baby.
You're not. Yeah.
Whew, get that out there.
By the way, before we take a break, I forgot. You know, yesterday we answered all these emails from listeners, and then producer Jeff and I answered more after the show. And you know what is still a trending topic? People are. You know what I'm going to say. People still freak out when I wear brown shoes with a blue suit. So today, I'm not joking, audience. We got 2 more comments yesterday. So guess what I did today? This is, I don't know if the TV registers it with the camera. This is a steel blue suit. And I wore a black tie because I'm wearing black shoes for all those people. There we go, yeah. There we go.
Don't
Even
let
though,
him win, Jason. Don't let him win.
Oh, I'm not. Because people say that the fashion people say I can wear anyway. Still ahead. I'm ready to go off about what's been happening in movie theaters recently, and then ready to get out of town. The Thrifty Traveler's back, and he's running down some of the latest travel deals when we return. Back after this, everybody. Black shoes, just for you.
Even if there's a small chance, we owe this to everyone who's not in this room to try.
We will. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Welcome back. That is a clip from the new Avengers movie called Endgame, which, listen to this, everybody. We found out overnight the movie is clocking in at 3 hours and 2 minutes. That is close to Titanic. Titanic was 3 hours and 15 minutes, and it hits theaters in April. I got to tell you, I get that they have a lot of story to tell, but that is a really, really long time to sit in a movie theater. We argued about it this morning on the radio show. Well, speaking of movies, I touched on it yesterday, but the things people are starting to bring to movie theaters these days is getting crazy, and I do not understand it. I was at the Imagine Willow Creek yesterday, or a couple days ago, right off of 55 by General Mills headquarters, and there is a phenomenon happening. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but people are starting to bring sleeping bags and comforters to movie theaters. I'm not kidding! Because now the theaters have those really comfortable leather chairs that recline, so people think that they are in their living room, and I am not joking. In front of me, in the row right in front of me, every woman in front of me had a sleeping bag and came in their pajamas. Like, one woman was wearing footy pajamas. Footy pajamas. Now, when I brought this up earlier, a lot of you let me know, because I'm just asking the question, what is this all about? I am not judging. I am not Judge Judying you. I want to know, when did this start? Because in the 80s, we just came dressed. We didn't, you know what I mean? So what's going on? People said they're bringing their blankets because it's too darn cold in the movie theaters. So, but that does not explain why y'all can't put on britches. You know what I mean? Y'all coming in your PJs. I do not. Literally, a woman had Cookie Monster pajama bottoms on. Anyway, now before we get going, I hear, Erin Schwaberini helps with our audience. And before the show, she always comes back and we talk a little bit about the audience, if there's any special birthdays, events, newcomers. And she said, Jason, there's a special woman in the audience who made a sign for you. And I go, oh, I hope it's not like strike or anything. I hope it's a good sign. And this is Marge. Now, Marge, do you want to put up your sign there, sweetie? Let's see what's the sign.
I don't want to do this yet.
You don't want to do this yet? What? You don't want to do this yet?
I just want to tell you.
You want to...
This is Marge, and I live at Walker Plaza in downtown Anoka, and we're going to have prom May 2nd, and I would like to have you come.
Oh!
This is your invitation.
This is my invitation. Okay, point it to camera 7, Marge. Jason, will you be my senior prom date? Marge, I will be your date. Wow. I will go to prom with you. Now what? Is it black tie, or what do I have to wear, Marge?
I think you wear a suit.
Okay, I can wear this?
Yes.
I'll wear black shoes for you, Marge.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll wear black shoes. Can I get a hug, sweetie? Thank you. Let me put this. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to come down here. I'm going to give you a little hug. Oh, sweetie. Yes. Now.
Thank you.
Marge, do I gotta take you out to dinner too, don't I?
I don't think so.
Okay. Marge is like, no. The date's fine, TV boy. Yeah. Still ahead. Still ahead. See, I'm telling you, it's the beard. I'm getting the chicks. Yes. Find out. That's right. Pew pew. Find out what plane you're flying on before you even book your flight, and why it's important, plus all the latest travel deals. The Thrifty Traveler will join us next. Back after this, everybody. I'm going to prom! Welcome back, everybody. The aviation world has been rocked, as you guys know, by the worldwide grounding of those Boeing 737 MAX jets, and it's caused all sorts of problems for travelers. Here with his travel tips and how to avoid certain types of planes, give it up for the Thrifty Traveler, our buddy Jared Kamrowski, everybody. Hello.
Thanks for having me again, Jason.
Okay, what do we need to know that we don't know already about the 737s as consumers, as just everyday people?
Sure. So there's a lot of the issues with the 737 MAX, with aviation disasters, there's never one problem.
Yeah.
It's a compounding set of issues. It's very complicated. And right now, all the 737 MAXs are grounded.
What does that mean for, especially for MSP? Is it a big problem for us at MSP?
So there are several, like Iceland Air flies nonstop to Reykjavik. Probably the most likely one that you'd fly on, and the only airline that I've flown 737 MAX on was Southwest.
Okay.
And when you're flying Southwest, you normally would have no idea that you're flying a 737 MAX because it looks just like any other aircraft.
Okay, that brings me to one of our main topics. So I always call our normal viewer Betty from Anoka. Betty from Anoka is watching this, and she's like, "Well, Jared, how in the world do I know what plane I'm flying? I can barely book my own ticket, let alone." So what do you say?
Overall, don't even worry about it because it's not going to be an issue. The government's currently looking at what are the issues. The investigations are ongoing.
Yeah.
Some politicians are asking for crazy things like going back to the Flintstones stage of aviation where planes aren't as fancy, and it's crazy. So it's a lot of blowback. There's a lot of stuff in the news. There's Betty from Anoka. Just book the ticket.
But is there any advantage to knowing the type of plane you're on?
Sure.
Is there?
Yeah, well, absolutely. So when I did fly the 737 MAX on Southwest, it is a beautiful, nice new aircraft. And once they resolve the issues with it, it's going to be something you want to fly on.
Okay.
So what you want to do when you do book the ticket, when you go to checkout, usually you can see which aircraft you're going to be on. And a good thing, and also to know your seats, which is a thing that we've talked about, because you're going to have typically newer, better seats, sometimes more legroom on newer aircraft. So you can always go to seatguru.com and you can look at what your legroom is.
Again, write that down, everybody. It's a great, we use it all the time, seatguru.com. Okay, Mr. Fancy, now people they're going to lose their mind. You just got back, you tell everyone, you just got an unbelievable trip for an unbelievable price.
Right. So I flew first class to Tokyo, Japan, which is a 14-hour-ish flight from Chicago. And it was on ANA, which is one of the carriers of Japan. It was a $22,000 flight that I was able to book with points and miles for $300. So yeah, it's pretty incredible. Lay flat seat, caviar, champagne. There's no showers.
Yeah.
But
pretty wild. Guys, again, $22,000 for $300. And Jared and I are friends, and we're friends on Instagram. I saw that pic. I was sitting at home like in my pajamas, and I said, "I hate you right now." You're sitting there. Then you put on your pajamas, your fancy pajamas, and like for $22,000, they better give you like a kid. You know what I mean? Yeah. What was it like though? What was that? Was it nice?
It's great. I'm not a 1%er like you, Jason.
Oh,
so
whatever.
I don't have the limousines. I don't have those private jets.
Don't you laugh no.
So, no, I'm just kidding. But none of us, most of us just want to go to Chicago for free. But if you can have that chance to do, first class travel for $300, there's a nerdy world of points and miles and travel hacking out there that I'm of course really into.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Speaking of points, and at the end of the show, by the way, Jared's going to stick around, and I will tell you once again, I always do a big trip in July. When the show goes, I do a 2-week break. Once again, I will tell you the trip we're doing and how because of Jared, I paid for basically 1.5 flights, and that's coming up in the show. But playing the points game, correct me if I'm wrong, you just went to an all-inclusive, and you used points.
Yes.
How did you do that?
This is super attainable. Betty from Anoka, you can book this. There's Hyatt all-inclusive properties in the Caribbean and Mexico, and I know going to a beach destination isn't for everybody, but flying to Mexico, maybe using points and miles to fly for free, and then staying in an all-inclusive, think about that. You're actually going to save money by going on vacation.
Yeah.
Because you're not spending any money, and that's kind of a crazy concept. But Hyatt has all-inclusive resorts in Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Cabo. So I was at the Hyatt Zalera, all-inclusive resort in Cancun, super easy to get to from MSP nonstop. And we stayed. It's super nice on the beach, easy to get to Cancun. So it's like Texas or Florida, really.
Yeah.
It's not really Mexico. But
still,
you can go for points and miles, and you can stay in all-inclusive, eat, drink for free using Hyatt points.
Hyatt points, everybody.
Yeah,
and
so
again,
getting a Hyatt, credit card, is an easy way to rack up those points super quickly.
Yeah, and again, part of the points thing I'll tell you toward the end of the show. More with Jared when we come back. He's answering your travel questions from our Jason Show Facebook page right after this. Stay with us. back with Thrifty Traveler, Jared, Mr. Traveler. Every time he's on the show, we let you ask him whatever travel questions you have, and you guys are always really good about it. First up, Deidre says, hey, Jared, is it best to buy a round-trip ticket or 2 one-way tickets?
All right.
Yeah.
So that's a great question, Deidre. So if you're traveling internationally, always book a round-trip ticket. So it's just like one of these little rules that you have to know. Always round-trip, because a lot of times a one-way international ticket is going to be more than a round-trip. But domestically, so if you're traveling here within the United States, sometimes booking 2 one-ways may be better, but don't stop worrying about this. Just use Google Flights to book and look for tickets. Don't be using Kayak. Don't be using Priceline. Use Google Flights, and I know, Jason, you've heard this so many times.
Can you say again, we haven't, why? Why specifically, why do you love Google Flights so much?
So it's it's obviously one of Google's products, super powerful, it's free. You just go to google.com/flights, and you can search quickly through 11 months of the calendar.
Yeah.
And you don't search day by day, you can search an entire calendar year and find the cheapest dates in green. And you can also search you can just type in MSP to Europe, and you can see the entire map of Europe and quickly find the cheap dates.
It's uber convenient. Let's go to Jen next. Hello, Jen. Jared, when is the cheapest time to travel to the Caribbean for air and resorts?
All right.
Good question.
All right. So, Jen, sometimes it's going to make more sense to, simply, book through a travel agent, because sometimes for those package deals, it can be cheaper. Also, Expedia, tickets can sometimes be cheaper. If you want to book it on your own, the low season, when it's hot here, so the summer is going to be cheaper for resorts. But air travel can be on sale at any time, and that's why I go to thriftytraveler.com or check out our Thrifty Traveler premium flight deal, subscription product. That's going to be the easiest to find those cheap flights.
That's how I find mine. Patty, she has a question about flights. She says, hey, Jared, she's flying from MSP to Orange County in May. The flight she's looking at is more than $500, but there are plenty of seats available. Do you think the price will ever go down? This is a good question.
All right. So Patty, please do not pay $500, for that flight. I mean, you definitely want to be. I would never book a domestic ticket for more than, $300. So the important thing, if you can, again, this is a Google Flights thing. If you have a Gmail email address, which you can sign up for free at Google, you can set up Google Flights price alerts. So let's say you want to fly into Santa Ana, and you're looking for those cheap dates. You can set up, I want to fly, this date to this date, and it'll send you an alert to your Gmail address.
Yep.
And it'll let you know when prices go up or down so that you can, book it.
That is uber convenient.
Another one specifically for this route, search nearby cities. So LAX, Los Angeles, is super close to Santa Ana. So probably LAX is going to have way more flights and be much cheaper.
Yeah, I booked it. Well, we'll tell you in a minute. Angie is taking her family, including 2 kids, to London, Paris, and Barcelona. That's good. Well, you go. Can you adopt me? Anyway, she asks, what should we be aware of going from country to country? It's my first time in Europe. Great question.
Yeah. So, the first time you go to Europe, I think a most important thing is don't try to see too many cities. I remember the first time I went to Europe with my wife, and she was like, and I was like, I want to go to 5 different cities and hit all this stuff. It's, don't go, lickety split from every single city, back and forth. It's super complicated. So just take, 1 or 2 cities. Another thing that's very cool, outside of the United Kingdom, you can go in between European, countries without, using your passport. It's what's called the Schengen zone. So you can go from border to border. You can go to Barcelona to Paris, and you don't have to, show your passport at the border.
Finally, sticking with Europe, Bart asks, hello, Bart. I want to go to Europe, but don't know any languages. Where's the best place to go that's not England or Ireland?
All right, Bart. Well, the only language you need to know.
Yeah.
The only language that you need to know anywhere in Europe really is English. I think you'll be very impressed and maybe a little disturbed at how many languages people can speak. Here in the U.S., we can speak maybe 1 language, and not even that well.
Yeah.
You're going to get by just fine. I have never in my life had an issue, not being able to find somebody to speak English within Europe.
Yeah. Our executive producer, Jeff, was just in Berlin, and, he almost joined a cult, but he was fine. He was fine traveling. Yeah. Didn't know what he was walking into. Give it up for Jared, everybody. Jared's going to be back a little bit later. To learn more about Jared's deals, head to his website, thethriftytraveler.com. And like I said, at the end of the show, Jared will be here, and I'll tell you how he saved me a lot of money on a trip we're going on in July. Still ahead, though. Everyone got a brand new puppy over the weekend, it seems like, thanks to National Puppy Day. Now it's time to train them. We're back with a canine coach when we come back. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the show. From traveling to puppies. You guys know this. We celebrated all last week. National Puppy Day was this past weekend on Saturday. And if you ended up getting a new dog, now you have to start the oh-so-fun process of training the little guy or the little gal. Here to help us train our puppy, the canine coach, Maureen Haggerty, everybody. Hi, Maureen. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
This is, look, it's great getting a puppy. You know where I'm going. It's great. They're cute. You love posting pictures of them, but
no,
you got to train them. You got to train them. Let's talk about some of the stuff that you do. You work with, you do socialization, advanced therapy. Will you talk specifically about socialization? Because I know for our dogs, that was paramount for us.
Sure, yeah.
The importance of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure we expose our puppy to everything that they might run into in their lifetime.
Yeah.
And to what you're going to expose them to. So anything that a puppy isn't exposed to when they're young, they're going to be fearful of when they're older. And what does fear mean? If they're fearful, what behavior do you see? You see barking, growling, signs of potential aggression or just fearfulness.
I will tell you, the lesson that I learned is the apartment building that I lived in when I got Dexter, the boxer, did not have an elevator. And then we moved.
Yes.
If you're a city dweller, learn from my mistake. We moved into a building with an elevator, and Dexter thought I was taking him to like the vet every day of his life. I mean, so no, you're absolutely right. So expose them to as many.
The story I like to share is I had dogs and I did this long hike up in the Black Hills, and the last thing you did for the view was to go up the stairs and get the view. And it was the stairs that you can see through. And the dog said, nope. Never seen it, not doing it.
Oh,
and so then I just had to sit there and not see the final view.
We'll just stand here for a little while. Yeah. What are other than that? What are some of the top, Maureen? Some of the top problems that you deal with that you see, no matter the owner, no matter the breed, you see time and time again?
Well, for sure, for the puppies, I would say the number one thing is obviously the house training. And separation anxiety, not sleeping through the night. And all of those things are related to what you can do on your first day, which is not only just buy the crate, but teach your puppy what you can do. It's so easy that to love their crate as much as a teenager would love their bedroom.
Okay, because I know, let me speak for some people, because I believe in crate. There's some people that have a problem with crate training. And, and speak to that, if you will.
Yeah, so if you just buy it and put your puppy in it, they're going to scream and cry, and you're going to be like, I hate it, because they hate it.
Yeah.
And that's not what we're talking about. So you can teach your puppy to love their crate. I say as soon as you get them, the petting you do, the playing, you're playing all this activity you can actually do in a crate. And they learn that it's their little bedroom, there's snacks in there, projects in there, their iPad and TV. And
If Mr. Big and Dexter are watching, I'm not getting you an iPad. Just FYI.
It's critical.
What are some of the mistakes as we look at the? Who do we have here, by the way, Maureen? Let me turn you this way so you don't have your back to the camera. There we go. Who do we have here?
These are two Australian coolies. We have. They are sport dogs.
They're shy, Maureen.
Yes.
They're very shy.
These are competition dogs, and so they're being trained to lots of engagement with their owners. So they focus on them and not the distractions of other people and don't want to jump on you, but have the most fun that they get is from their people.
I was going to say, let me ask you this specifically, because I had this problem with my 6-year-old boxer, which I've given up. He's never going to change. But jumping, let's handle it, because there's only so many. We'll have you back and we'll tackle dogs that jump.
Yeah.
What do you recommend?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first thing you do is just simply don't let them do it.
Yeah.
People are like, well, how? That's what I'm asking you. You have a leash on them, you have food, step on the leash. So if this is, like this puppy isn't, this puppy isn't trained not to jump yet.
Yeah.
So I'm simply gonna step on the leash. I'm gonna have a few treats, which I don't actually have in my hand, now I do. Okie, come here, honey. So if you wanted to say hi to my puppy, I would be busy with some food, and he wants the toy now.
Yeah.
Keeping him distracted so he can't jump on you. And so in the beginning, just don't let them practice the stuff, because if he jumps on you and you go, oh, they're so cute,
Because it's all about, don't you think, it's all about consistency, right, Maureen? If you,
absolutely.
You got to follow through.
Yeah.
You just can't be like, oh, fine, today they can jump on me. Yeah.
And now they learned, like, it's really fun jumping on people, and now you're sunk.
Yeah. Will you please come back?
Oh, sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maureen, everybody, for more information, because look, we could do a whole show on training. For more information, head to thek9coach.com. And don't forget, if you missed this segment or any of the episodes, you can watch full episodes of The Jason Show on our brand new YouTube channel. We post each day's episode along with clips from the show. All you have to do, go to YouTube, search for The Jason Show, and please hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. And we'll be right back with the Thrifty Traveler and how he helped me save a lot of money right after this. Thank you. Sincerely, you were great. Thank you.
How splendid to see you. I'm fine. Martha, I'm fine.
So good. What a great promo. Snoop and Martha Stewart teaming up to promote their new show, Martha and Snoop's Potluck Party Challenge on VH1. It debuts next week. By the way, we found out, this is why I love the show being live, because if something breaks, we can tell you. Listen to this, and we'll have more details probably coming up tomorrow. All of the charges have been dropped against Jussie Smollett. All of them. So we'll have more tomorrow in our hot dish. But welcome back, everybody. Kendall's here along with Thrifty Traveler, Jared. Now, believe me, Jared don't pay me. I love Jared, and I believe that's why we have him on the show. If we didn't believe in him, we would send him on his way. We love Jared. Jared sincerely has helped my family save so much money. As some of you know, in July, I take 2 weeks off. I vanish. I go into hibernation. And we always try to do a nice trip. Well, because of the tricks that Jared taught us, using points, using credit card points, using, staying at the same hotel company and building points. Listen to this. We are going to Los Angeles, and then we're going to Hawaii. We're going to Honolulu, and then Kauai. So I had Colin text me the exact, because I don't plan this stuff. Between American Airlines points, Delta points, and Marriott points, our flights to LA and Hawaii were free. Free. And 10 days of free hotel. 10 days of free hotel. And to Hawaii, both of the flights to Hawaii are those fancy lie flat first class seats. I'm not kidding, and it's all because, look how Jared's smiling. Like,
you're getting spoiled. You're getting spoiled. I just want to warn you.
You're like a proud mama. Look what I did. Look, no, but sincerely, you have saved us so much money because it is the points game. And now, because I've been doing your tricks for so long, I was just telling Kendall and the audience that I now stay at specific hotels to build those points. And then the next year, I use those points to have free vacations. It's fantastic. It is. You've saved us a lot of money, so thank you very much. Yes. Really quick, we didn't get to deals. We have about a minute or so, about 2 minutes. Let's rattle off some good travel deals. Get your pen and paper ready, everybody. What do we have?
So right away, you can go to thriftytraveler.com to find some of these deals, as well as if you want to book them on your own, go to Google Flights, and that's googleflights.com/flights. So Minneapolis to Denver for $96 round trip nonstop.
That's
April through May. I mean, great deal. Incredible deal. Minneapolis to Washington, D.C., $127. May and October, great time.
Great time to go to D.C.
Great time to go to D.C. Minneapolis to your favorite, Orlando, $125 nonstop on Delta, April through May. Probably another time of the year that you would recommend.
I would recommend to go. Yeah, it's kind of before the summer rush. Kind of.
Probably one of my favorite ones, and one that doesn't require a passport but is in the Caribbean, is San Juan for $204 with one stop on American, and it includes advanced seat assignment and carry-on. So it's a great deal, and that is important too. Wow. January and February of 2020. So if you can go Wednesday to Wednesday or Tuesday to Wednesday, that is like half price.
Kendall is writing these all down. I know we'll be booking travel tonight at Girls Night, I swear. Yeah.
This gets dangerous because you find all these amazing deals, and
It's crazy. And again, go join if you want more information. Go to Thrifty Traveler on social media. Join their premium service if you want. If you travel a lot, it is worth it. What's the price of the premiums right now?
It's $40.
I mean, come on. $40. I'm spending that on my prom date with Marge in a few months. Yeah. I'm going to buy her a $40 corsage. Tomorrow on the show, Stephanie Hansen joins us, and she's talking about some of the best restaurants for fish fries. That's tomorrow. But right now, if you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thanks to this audience, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody.